And then, so with a series like this, where, two books for now, but sounds like pretty positive you're going to be going forward, and you're always going to be expanding. And there, other than the fairy tales, there isn't an existing IP like The Descendants or Gotham or something where you've got to keep some track of what's going on with somebody other than you. How do you do your world building, and how do you keep track of that, and how do you make sure that you're not screwing yourself for future books by closing off some possibilities?
No. You definitely always screw yourself for future books. I think what I've learned is, if there's something that I think that I'm going to need in, the immediate sequel to it, I'll try to make sure that, I've kept a lot of things open. But, if it's not for that book, like if I'm on book 6 and I need something from book 1, it's too late, But I think when I was writing Blue Bloods, I did plan, like I knew all the backgrounds already. So I knew kind of the history that I had to know. And I already knew this terrible thing that had happened in the past that was slowly revealing. So I try to, like I said, do a lot of pre-writing and do a lot of background work before I write. And I think in series, it's really important to do something like that so that you know what's going on. It's also, I remember talking to Holly Black, and she said, the best thing to do really is to write the next book before that book has come out yet, and she was like, so you just got to get on it. I know you're really tired. You've turned in your book, but get on book 2 because, when you've turned it in, you still kind of have a year with copy editing and layouts and editing to still, move things around. So if you're like kind of moving, if you still can tweak book 1, but you're actually already writing book 2, it's really good for book 2. So I try to do that. I fail a lot. I'm usually really tired after writing a book in a certain series. I want to do something completely different, and I want to switch my brain to a new project. It's hard to stay in the same project again. Yeah. Thanks, Holly, but that advice is really hard to follow for me.
Well, I imagine that's got to open up the possibility that, say the editor says, well, we like that you've written a book. However, we want you to change 20 things about it. And you say, no, I can't. I've already written the second book, and those 20 things are integral to the plot.
Oh, they don't do stuff like that.
Oh,
they don't say, you have to change. With editing, it's like, let's tell the best story we can, so it's more, I think, structural and more, making sure that the story is coherent. But they would never say, oh, she would never be a vampire, or oh, you should make him human. Like, they don't make those kind. That's more of, again, like a Hollywood note.
Gotcha. So 2 books. Obviously, you know what's going to happen in book 2 at this point. If you are to get on to book 18, do you have some kind of rough outline, even if only in your mind, of where you're going to take everything?
It's really, I think I definitely want to discover the story a little bit more. It's like the picture is kind of, becoming less blurry, but it's still a little blurry. So I have an idea of how it ends. But we'll see, if I get to book 19, if that's still the case. You always think about, long-running series like even How I Met Your Mother, and how they had this idea for the end that completely did not work after whatever 10 seasons.
Well, I think I don't know. I'm optimistic that would be a good thing, because that meant that your characters grew and changed, and so did you.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's a bad thing. I think stories kind of, if you're lucky enough to keep writing the same story for so many years, it's even in a different time, and, your readers are different. Especially in middle grade and YA, you know, if you write a series for several years, the kids definitely grow up. So, and you know, 11 to 17 is very different.
But of course, you're hopefully always getting new readers as the series continues, right?
Yep, always the hope.